Hello, my beautiful beings. How are we doing today? Are you guys ready to see the art that I worked on without you? Hi, I made a cantaloupe. And I'm partway through making a persimmon. This is not done yet. And OBS seems to think that my bitrate is kind of bad right now, but I'm not sure I believe it. So let me know. Let me know if I'm really laggy or anything. But yeah, I know that there are a lot of people who are big fans of my melons, so I decided to, make a melon that you could purchase. Eventually. It's not quite done yet. We still need to work on the background a bit for this one, but the actual melon itself is done. And then we're working on a persimmon, which has curled up significantly. This one is really splotchy. We're gonna have to do some stuff to it because for some reason, like, I don't know if it was the brush I was using or if I'd gotten a bunch of gunk in the paint color I was using, but there was like a lot of hairs on this and like little fuzzes, and I had to go through and pick some out, and I did not get all of them. So I might just sit here and like shave this painting because it's like hairy and I don't like it. And that also means that the background color is very splotchy, which I also don't like. And what's weird is I used pretty much the same colors on this one that I used on this one. But this one did not get fuzzy. So I don't know. It wasn't just Khan though, because like, yes, he does have hairs. This is true. He has some pretty significant hairs. But there were also like little fabric fuzzies that have nothing to do with cat hair. So I don't know what it was. This is looking a lot better than it was before because I went back through and messed with it, but like I can see the little fuzzes that are all around here. And normally, like, you do get some hairs caught in a painting, that's normal. But usually when I do digital, like when I touch them up digitally, I will like go over those and clear them because I think they look gross. But there were so many on here that I was like, maybe I just need to restart this painting entirely. I don't know, because like I can see them. So you guys just get to watch me like be really anal about something, which definitely is not what a usual stream is like. I'm definitely not anal and have control freak issues. Yeah. I know you do, Cap. Do I have anything else to say? I don't know what you. Hi, I'm here. How was your week? Because it has been a week since we talked to each other on stream. But yeah, it looks really splotchy. Oh, yeah. We're gonna need to mess with it a fair amount. I also need to refill my palette. Because it was this color that might have been, or this brush. Those are the two possibilities that caused the issue. I don't know. I don't know what I did. Yeah, he has a few, just a light smattering. I don't see anything in there. I don't know. But I'm gonna clean this out a little bit and then refill some colors because the colors need to be refilled. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. But yeah, how was everybody's week? I had a modeling session on Monday, which was one where I just got to sit and read for 3 hours, which means that I have finished the first Redwall book, which we were talking about on Stars' stream, I think. I will clean up this one spot. Automatically goes to clean up a different one. It's fine. So I did that. I've also finished an Animorphs book and started another one, and then I got another hold that came through the library this morning. Book in it. Although really the Animorphs books take me, like, I could read them in a day for each if I wanted to, but I usually split them up between two, so. Excellent. Clean now. Well, see, there are fuzzies in there. I wonder if it was just like the paint had gotten dusty. And that was the problem. That's clean now. There's a hair in here too. Part of the problem, I'm sure, is that Con likes to sit on stuff. So I've taken to covering my paint palette when I'm not actively working. Because he sits on it. And then he gets little hairs in his butt. From his butt onto the paint and little paints into his butt, you know? Thank you for the streak. We love seeing a cap streak. Yeah, we gotta protect it from the fuzz butt and protect the fuzz butt from eating heavy metals, you know? Both of those things. Although, like, a lot of these paints are not that dangerous for people, but, like, Con is small. So I'm sure even a little bit of this could be a big problem. Okay, let me see. Who do I need to refill? I know I need to do burnt umber. What's this here? Maybe I'm just really fuzzy as a person, and so there's fuzz in everything. There's definitely a hair in there. A new gamboge. A burnt umber. I have been considering taking this color out of my palette and putting Hooker Green in there instead. But I wouldn't want to switch these two. I would want Hooker Green to be here, and then Birdie and Hue to be there, so that's maybe a more intense task for another day. What do you say? Burnt umber. That's what I said. I'm gonna smack everything with the container. You're welcome. You? No. Oh, I forgot to check if the... I don't remember what date. Here's the... Sorry, I'm not gonna finish the sentence. You know how it is. Yes, the color poll on Patreon should be live right now. The reason I thought of it was because I pulled out a tube of one of the colors that is on the poll for that. Let me see how we're going. Alright. I know which one would be best, in my opinion, for it to win, because it would dovetail with other stuff that I'm wanting to do. But yeah, so there's the color and focus poll, which we've talked about color and focus a bit. That's what these are for. Because the color this month is pumpkin. Ooh, this one is dry. I've not used this color a huge amount. But yeah, so there's 4 different colors you can vote from, and I've changed the way the poll works so that you can pick multiple colors to vote for instead of just one, because we kept having like a really bad tie situation. So hi BP. But there is one color that if it wins, we can do the rest of the fruit moons, because it will dovetail with that. And that is not currently the one that's winning. But you guys are allowed to vote how you would like. Burnt umber, that's the other one I needed. I got distracted. Me getting distracted? It's more likely than you think. Can't get distracted if you stay distracted. No. I don't remember what size I got. That's gouache. We don't care about you at the moment. There it is. I also need to get more burnt umber. Holy cow. Also, this has some weird texture. I'm guessing that's Grim. Hi, Grim. It hasn't shown up in my chat yet, but yep. Hi, Grim.
Show me your hands.
Show me your hands.
Oh my god, why can't you just take the freaking compliment?
Alright.
Why do you like Halloween so much?
It's always Halloween in my soul.
We're there. Actually do what I'm asking you to do, please. I don't know if you guys can tell that I'm tired and a little cranky. Which I feel like, generally speaking, the more I talk to myself, the more obvious it is that I'm like not in a great mood. I either talk to myself a lot or I go completely silent. Those are the two options. I do stretchies. I will do hams first. But yeah, if you're American, happy early Thanksgiving. Or, you know, if you want to celebrate American Thanksgiving, then happy Thanksgiving, I guess. Have anything else to say? I don't know. I don't know anything. Okay, body stretchy accomplished. That was really loud. I just drank water. And I sure did glorp it right there. Something nice about myself. Hi, Luminardi! Have a good lurk. And thank you for the lurk. I am good at sharing knowledge. That is my compliment. Reason I say that is because I got to teach my therapist on Monday, because my usual appointment is on Thursday, but because it's Thanksgiving, it's a holiday, so we did Monday instead. But I got to teach her why Pokemon cards have gotten so expensive, which was really fun. Because we were just kind of chatting about nerd stuff. I also got to explain Tumblr to her, but she was talking about how she was trying to find the specific Pokemon card thing for one of her kids. And was like, she found the thing that they were looking for, but it was like $500. And she was like, those didn't used to be that expensive. I'm like, you were correct. Let me explain to you why they've gotten so expensive and difficult to find. In short answer is because people are assholes. The long answer is people are assholes and capitalism sucks. Yep, exactly. So I got to explain to her about, like, I got to name drop A Drive and like stuff like that. It was pretty funny. Because she was just like making an offhand comment and I was like, ho ho ho, guess what? I can tell you the real reason why this is. Why this is. Mm-hmm. Sentences that just make sense. Okay. I guess I decided to clean stuff up a little bit because I do have stuff like everywhere. And we do have somebody coming over for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Even though, like, I don't need to clean, I would at least like to get not look like a complete disaster. You know? Because I do just have, like, candy wrappers and a million tiny pieces of scratch paper and such sitting around. I also just have a random protein bar over here in case I get hungry. 6,000 paintbrushes just hanging out. That's a little better. Hi, Sleepy. I'm assuming you're at work. You also have new inker pens that I got. And I got the super extra fine one. Because the other one I've been using is like just a fine tip. And this one is like the ultra fine tip. Which I think will be nice. But I haven't unwrapped them yet just so that I can tell which is which. Because usually what I do is when I open them, I put a specific kind of like washi tape.
Capitalism
on the back.
sucks.
Capitalism does sucks. So that I can tell when it was opened. So like I have a specific kind of washi tape on this one, and that's how I know that this pen is technically 3 years old. And sometimes I go through them fast enough that like the tape doesn't really make sense, but I've slowed down enough on them because I use like different methods than I used to. But that way I can tell, like, so if I'm doing something that requires a really fine point, you use a newer one. If you're just like writing something and it doesn't really need to be a fine, perfect point, you can use the. So it's kind of like, I don't know if anybody else did this either. I know people that I grew up with did, but like you downgrade armpit razor to leg razor. Do that too, so you like cycle through, so the sharpest one is what you need the sharp for, and then the less sharp one is what you don't need the super sharp for, you know? But I know me and my friends had like a, I don't know how to phrase it, cycle. Ooh, nice. Toasty cozy. How are you feeling, by the way, Sleepy? Are you feeling better? Like, where did I put the thing that I was putting all the trash in? I stacked it. Okay. Move this over here. Ignore the fact that everything else is super messy. It's fine. There's a hair right there. Why do you do this to me? There's also just like... Okay, this one is a con hair. The other ones are short enough that I don't think they are, but that one definitely was. I did have to move these paintings because he was getting a little too interested in them the other day. Okay, I think that's acceptable. When I zoom in on the scan, I will probably see 6,000 of these and spend like an hour and a half covering all of those, but it's it's not as bad as it was. Okay, not actively dying. We'll take it. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better at least. So we have the actual persimmon slice needs some more work. I need to work on the seed spots in here quite a bit. The cantaloupe is done, but we're doing the background color for this one, which requires multiple layers so that I can get it to match this background on the pomegranate. As you can see, there's a mild difference between the darkness of these two items at the moment. I do remember what I did to get this color. So we're just going to do that on this and hopefully it'll match. And then we'll see how I manage to get these done. Then we have 2 more fruit slices to do. So we have a peach and we have an orange for half moons. Excuse me. It's been really cold here, so it's been really dry, so I am sneezily. Yeah, exactly. This melon has to go to the void. So we'll work on these if I can get these ones done, basically. Thank you. And if not, I'll just work on them off stream, which is fine. Because the way the poll is going, I don't think it's going to work out. But that's okay, too. Just work on it. What's that sound? It's the cat. I don't know. Actually, you know what I might do? Because I thought maybe this brush was also where the fuzz was coming from. Let me see. If I just do water. Do you still have fuzz in you? You do! Okay. This was part of the problem then. I don't think the whole problem. But yeah, you do have fuzz in you. Still have pigment in you too. How dare you? And I think maybe using this to get the fuzz out of it on the background here won't be that bad because it's like, it's gonna be really dark so you can't really tell anyway. And this specific paint is also very prone to granulation, which will cover that up a bit too. Like, as you can see, the granulation specifically is like how the pigment splits, like up here. Which means it doesn't do like an actual flat color background. Which is why we do 2 layers of this and then do a layer of the other black that's a little bit more... I don't know what the right word is. A little bit more flat. Behaves better. But I have to let the layers in between these ones dry, which is why it takes a little bit longer. So we'll jump back and forth between the two. Also takes a little bit of focus to actually like follow the line there. I also decided, my original thought was to have the dark part of the moon be the super dark background too, but I added some like orange and purple under here just to kind of make it look like the rest of the moon is still there, because like it is still there, even though it doesn't necessarily look like that in the sky. But I thought even just like a little bit of color back there to make it a little bit different was nice. And if I don't like it, we can just completely cover it in black and it's fine. Because the moon was up when I came home from work on Monday. So I was staring at it. And I was like, yeah, you really can't see it. Like, it matches the rest of the sky. Which makes sense, but I don't know, it still feels like it should be different. I don't know. Put my hand in wet paint, guys. Never done that before. Definitely not when I was live on Twitch. Oh gosh, Twitch nagged me today about using the like discounted sub thing that I can use because I haven't used any this year, and they're like, you have 70 hours left. But they wouldn't let me use it right now because there's another discount going. So like, why'd you nag me about it then? Leave me alone. Although I'm thinking, because I'm probably not going to be traveling for Christmas, I think that's pretty well decided at this point. So I might do discounted ones on a Christmas Eve stream, because I do like doing the Christmas Eve stream where we get to like just hang out and chat a little bit and chill. I actually told my therapist that I do that because she was asking like what my holiday plans were basically. I was like, well, technically we were talking about if I get sad about my mom around the holidays, which the answer is not really. I save that sad for other times. But she was like, well, how do you cope with like that kind of stuff? And I was like, oh, well, I always do like a Christmas Eve stream when I can, because like it's a nice time to hang out with people, and it's a nice quiet night. And you know, holidays are hard for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. So I think having something to come hang out with where we're just, you know, nice and sweet and chatty is always good. Oh, sorry, I had to do math in my head. So Christmas Day for us is a Thursday. So Christmas Eve stream would be Wednesday. So that wouldn't mess with D&D for us, because that's Tuesday. D&D is for us. And I know that you're in a different time zone, and that's why I'm clarifying my time zone. Oh, nice. That would be nice. I haven't been able to hang out with Meadow much. She's been doing more morning stream. Well, morning for me streams. There are streams for him. Which means that I haven't been able to go. Because when he does the earlier streams that he does, that's 6 a.m. for me. And I like Meadow a lot, but I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. for basically anybody or anything. Yeah. the time zones will fuck with Jeff for sure. That's why I was specifying. So it should be okay. I don't think Cap would make me get up that early ever. Honestly. Because he also does not like getting up early. It's another hair. Me, I think this is fine. Also, he starts picking at it again. I'm getting my reference image up, which I didn't do beforehand. Because, you know, whatever. Not what I told you to do. Stop it. Yeah. Like, the only times I've really gotten up that early are if I have work, like, very early. So there's, like, an 8 o'clock class. So I will get up early for that just because I need time for my whole personhood to arrive. Or if my brain decides that we aren't allowed to sleep anymore. Those are the two. Okay. I did put the colors for the background, you guys can't even see it because it's behind chat, in a different container. Because I knew I was going to need a lot of them and it was going to take up space on my regular palette that I didn't take up. Okay. I require a paper towel. Realizing I don't know where I put the keystone of the pumpkin paint color. I've already got that like all down here, but I'll need to find that in my room at some point. It must have fallen off the palette. Yeah. Okay. So I need to lift up some of the color around this because it is a little bit lighter. And then we get to go in with some brown and make the little seed bits. Freaking con hair everywhere. Yeah, I did post, I believe what Cap is talking about is the photo I posted of Con in Discord before I went live, of him like peeking around the back of my laptop. I had been poking his butt in time with music, which he hates, just for the record. He does not like that. Will that stop me? No. It's like he likes it almost as much as when I grab his whole body and shake him violently and go earthquake. But I was tapping his butt and I stopped, so he looked around the laptop. Like, are you going to pet me to make up for that, or? Speaking of, I don't know if you guys heard that. What you meowing about, Bubba? Yeah, pretty much, Shawnee. So, like, I trimmed his nails yesterday, too. His front. I actually need to do his back nails, too. Because they're getting kind of long. But he hates that. And he was growling and just, like, had the constant rumble going while I was trimming his nails. Then once I finally let him go, he just, like, stalked about 2 feet away from me on the bed and plopped down. And went to sleep. He was so upset, you guys. So upset. But he didn't want to leave the heated blanket. I did give him cheese afterwards, which generally makes him forget any indignities. He has gotten a lot more talkative, too. Mostly with Greg, though. He doesn't talk at me as much. Unless I'm assaulting him. Has he? Are you being crazy, Bubba? I see your tail whipping around. He's over on the cat tree. That's like right over there. I don't know if I posted that in Discord or not when I did it, but I did send it to a couple people. I do not meow at him. I talk to him like he's a people. Mostly. Unless he meows at me first, and then I will respond with a meow. But I dragged the cat tree all the way up from downstairs by myself. And it's taller than I am. You should all be really impressed with me. Yeah, Jack and I would do that. So our old cat Jack, who I'm sure I've talked about plenty, but we had him for like 20 years, or maybe a little bit more than that, because we got him when I was little. And he moved to Alaska with us and then stayed with me and Greg when our parents moved out of state. But he would meow like, "Where are you?" The meow kind of a thing. And I would do that back to him until he found us. And if I didn't know where he was in the house, I could do that meow and he would meow back at me so I could figure out where he was. But that, I really feel like the only way to describe it is caterwauling, where they sound like they're yowling for the dead, kind of a thing. It's so dramatic. So yeah, Jack and I would meow back and forth, but Con so far hasn't really done that as much, but he does talk more with Greg than he talks with me. So like if Greg comes out of his room or something, Con will yell at him. Mostly Con will talk at me if I stop in the middle of doing something for him to be like, "Hey, remember?" kind of a thing, because I replace his water that's in the hallway. in the morning and like at night. And so if I pick up his water bowl and then like stop to talk to Greg or something, or get distracted by something in the kitchen, he'll meow at me. Which is actually kind of helpful, not gonna lie. And other than that, most of what I hear is him doing the grrr under his breath while I'm trimming his nails. Being cursed out in the kitty language. Oh, there is another painting I want to do. Ooh, I just put some pieces together in my head. Okay, I know one thing I'm going to do if the color that's currently winning the poll continues to win. Because I ran into a subscription card service that was looking for artists, and it's like brand new. It's the first year that they've done it. I was thinking that I could do something for that. A lot of my art sizes are not the correct size for that, and they want you to submit something that isn't currently available as a print or card, or has been available, which means that cuts out like anything that I was going to send to them. But I had an idea for another one that I might do if I have the time, or maybe I'll make the time. I don't know. Because I do at least like know my work schedule for the rest of the semester now and stuff. But there's a photo of one of my grandma's dogs, so I could fold that in with practicing pet portraits. That is a little bit goofy because she used to sleep in a very strange position. I might try to do that, but I just realized that one of the colors that's winning the poll would actually be good for some of the other photos of dogs that I have. That I've taken. So maybe we'll end up doing one of those. Actually, I saved the photo. I can probably show you guys. It will have saved based on the original timestamp, which is here you will. So this is Debbie. It's kind of hard to tell because it's a little bit dark. Boost up the brightness here a little bit. But her front half is going this way, and her back half is going this way. Those are her feet. So I thought that one would make a funny card. You can also see somebody else's beans next to her. And then the other one I was thinking was maybe this one, which is one of my grandma's dogs, Emily. Who was actually the last dog she had. Like, she lived the longest. I might also do that one just because I liked the photo. But I took a bunch of photos. These are from 2009 when I was down there that I might do. I also like this one. She has a wood burning stove. These aren't Cocker Spaniels. How dare you? This is an English Springer Spaniel. Get it right. I also have one with a kitty next to the stove, which you can't really see. This is Summer. She was a very black kitty. But yeah, my grandma raised, bred, and showed English Springer Spaniels for like my entire childhood, until she got, you know, too old to do it. And then this is an Irish Springer. This is Debbie, who my grandma also showed. She had a friend who raised, bred, and showed Irish setters. I just wrong words. I can remember. So yeah, and we did have a I forget what the right word is for those. Not King Charles. But there was another kind of spaniel that we had that was my great grandma's dog. He was called Henry, and he was a little shit. Until he got neutered, and then he was fine. But my great grandmother lived with us for a bit before she passed away, and so we got Henry after she died. Which also meant that we were living with Henry for a while before she passed away, and we ended up getting him neutered partway through him living with us because he kept peeing on everything, and it was obnoxious. He was also really mean to Jack, but he was better after he got neutered. He was intact for a while because he was a show dog, right? So he had like a fancy pedigree and stuff. But yeah, also, like, how old would she have been when she started doing that? Me trying to remember math. Because she and my grandpa did that after grandpa retired, kind of. But they were doing, like, obedience training and stuff for people, like, classes for other people's dogs. Well, he was still at work. So that would have been... It was when I was little. So she would have been like 40 when they started doing that. Which I don't think is necessarily that old. I think that you would agree with me, Cap, on that. So she did pick those kind of dogs before she was quote unquote old. And yeah, pretty much. Do I have a photo I can show you guys of Henry? He's one of those dogs that has like the smushed face. Where do I have a photo of him that I can show you? I'm sure I have one somewhere, but where I have it is another question. There are some on my Flickr, actually. If you go to Home and Family album, he's there. I think I have a camera for that. Yeah. Let me see, because I could do it by years. Yearish. Yeah, here he is. I deduced correctly. Are you guys ready for this dog? I don't think you are. So this is Duke, who was an actual inbred case of English Springer Spaniels, because my grandma and grandpa didn't notice that one of the dogs was in heat right away, and her dad took the opportunity to jump on that. So there was a an actual litter of very inbred dogs, and we got one of them. And that's Duke, and he was the sweetest dog in the world, but he did not have a lot of brain cells, which is fair. And then Henry, who I still am not remembering what his correct name is, but that's Henry. I don't remember the correct breed of dog off the top of my head, because I haven't had to think about it in a long time. And then this is Duke. But yeah, it is definitely one of those breeds where it's like, why did we do that? That's mean. He also had an unflattering haircut right then, but you know. Yeah, Duke was so dumb. Here, I have 2 more photos of him, actually. This would actually be a cute one to paint, maybe. This is Duke. And so is this. And you can tell that there's nothing in there. It's absent. Like, not even a screensaver pinging around, you know? It's just, he's unburdened by brain cells. He was a very sweet dog, though. I don't think I have it in this album, but I do have a photo of him with my rabbit Wash on top of his head. Because Wash was a Dutch rabbit, so they had like matching markings. Do you guys want to see a hilarious photo of Jack looking really pissed off? Of course you do. Hi, Amma. This is the first photo I took in this house.
One place that hasn't been corrupted by capital.
Yes, I think that's right, Stars. Thank you. Hi, Aria.
Place.
This was the first photo I took in this house. Jack was not pleased about this situation. He was a very photogenic cat, though. Black and white cats are always like super photogenic. Let me find a good photo. Here. This is a good one. This is actually one that I gave to Trisha to paint a portrait off of him, which is on our mantle. Oh, this cat is long dead, Arya. Yeah, he was very fluffy. And he was very good at posing for photos for me. Yeah. I don't think I can show that photo here. Oh god, I forgot there was a time we put him in a shirt. You want to see a really pissed off cat? Even more pissed off? Jack actually wasn't that much of a menace, honestly. He was a good kitty. And he would always, like, he would come when you called him and stuff. Yeah, he was not happy about this. We also shaved him because he had really bad mats on his belly around this same photo, so he did not have a good day that day. Which I think, yeah, you can actually tell that we'd already trimmed his belly here. Like, tell that we trimmed him in preparation to shave him. Because he was a long hair cat, and as he got older, he was not as good at cleaning himself, you know. You know how it goes. So yeah, there you go. Some Katie lore for you. Khan does not like to be played like bongos. He likes it for like 3 pats and then he wants to murder you. He gets overstimmed, I think. Which, like, I can't judge him for that. Of all things, I cannot judge him for that. This is one of the brushes that I got on super sale when I was buying more paint colors from Jerry's Artorama. And I might actually buy more of this specific size because I have been using it a lot. Maybe I'll see if those are on Amazon and put them on my Throne wish list. That's fair. Khan really likes his head pat, so he likes head pets. Sorry, I kicked the table, which is why that's moving. But he doesn't like his ears necessarily being touched, so he will move his ears back out of the way. Hair brush. Why? But he's very fond of like a one finger pet down the head. Welcome back. Which I probably have posted a video of me doing that. I definitely have a photo of, or a video on my phone of me doing that. I don't know. I don't remember what I've posted and what I haven't, honestly. Because, like, there's a cat here, so I'm going to take a lot of photos. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to share all the photos, you know? Although I do share plenty. Another hair. Get me cranky. Say as if I wasn't already cranky. So now I've got a big old blit there. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh, nice. What does a Korean pancake involve? Here. They're everywhere. I don't know that I've ever had like full-on Korean food, really. We do have a small Korean place here. It's newish. So there is a possibility. We do have a lot of like really good Thai food though. And some other similar stuff. There's a lot of sushi places, but I don't like sushi. So I can tell you that they have really good teriyaki chicken. That's always what I get from sushi places, because I don't like sushi. Oh, okay, like a veggie pancake. Cool. Got it. And it's too much water to pick out. I don't know how to pronounce that. Jimgay? Maybe? I'm sure that was a horrible white girl pronunciation in any case, but I am a horrible white girl, so.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Blazing in the blue with ruined ribbons. I know that I've got
Oh, okay.
worth living. I've been up an hour and
I say I don't really know Korean food. That's not entirely true, actually. The church I went to growing up shared the space with a Korean church. And we had like it was a relatively like large church building, I guess. So we had like a full, almost industrial level kitchen. And they would cook like a crazy amount of Korean food, like, because obviously they were Korean. So I have had Korean food before, I just don't remember. I was young. It always smelled very interesting. It's a very specific smell. Hi, Doodle. You better be resting around studying for finals, Doodle. Doodledee. Oh, I was going to tell you guys another story about Jack that I think many of you will find particularly amusing. I told this one to my therapist Monday too. Doobly. How do we change Amma's name to match that though? Because we can't do like Abba, because that just sounds like we're saying ABBA funny. Unless you want to be ABBA. Which you can be whatever you want. We believe in you. Oh god. Cap's gonna make fan art, everybody. But Jack would get annoyed with my dad. Oh, excellent! I'm glad, Aria. I'm excited to print that out for you. You were actually the first one to get the big one, so that's really exciting too. Oh, okay. Oftentimes when you say hold on, you disappear for 45 minutes and then come back with a full-on finished work of art about a joke. So thank you for the order, Aria. I haven't figured out how to connect my website orders to alerts. I know that there's a way to do it, but I have not figured it out. Got something delivered to our house. That should not stay outside in this cold weather for super long.
Now, here comes the music.
I'm asking Greg if he has a second to go get it. If not, I will take a BRB and go grab them. Me trying to remember the 35,000 different things I was just saying. Oh, I was telling you guys about Jack. Jack did this thing whenever my dad annoyed him. Because my parents had a, one of those bathrooms that has like the two different sinks. And whenever my dad annoyed Jack enough, Jack would piss specifically in my dad's sink. And it made him so mad. Which, like, the rest of the family was like, well, he's peeing in the sink. You just, like, run the tap and then it goes down. Like, that's way better than it could be. But for some reason, it made my dad really, really mad. Thank you, Greg. I was telling my therapist that when we were talking about cats. But I did always think that was very funny. Because it's like, man, that cat got your number, huh? A Monto Pert. Mm-hmm. I've made the colors on the cantaloupe and the persimmon way darker. Just to match the vibes. All down. But it does also make me feel like the fruit doesn't match. And I know that it's fine, but it just doesn't look like my reference. Like, this was intentional. I do know what I'm doing, but it does also make me feel like I've lost something in translation, which is silly. God, this is so red. You did it on purpose, silly.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thank you. Hi, Elk. I hope you're doing well. I haven't gotten to talk to you in a while, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know enough about Kirby characters to help here. Have a good lyric. It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Okay. Do still need to do more layer around the actual fruit to try and even this color out a bit. Yeah, we were chatting about cats. Catting? Cat chatting? Hey, Coconut! I'm doing pretty well. How about you? This was the brush that I was okay with using on this. That's the other one for that. Okay. Who has brain cells? It's not really me. Yeah, Con wandered off. He's probably going to be sitting with Greg. He does have his own little bed in Greg's room, and Greg will often take the bed and put it on his desk where a keyboard would normally go so that Con can sit on the desk and watch him work. Con is just a very social cat. He doesn't necessarily want to be like cuddling you, but he does want to be like touching you a little bit. So like I woke up, I told some people this, I woke up to Con petting me the other day. Because he'll sleep in my room sometimes, and he likes to sleep up by my pillow. And I woke up and he was literally petting my arm like this. And I was just like, what is happening right now? Because he does like to sleep with all of his feet pressed up against my arm. Also. Yeah, exactly, Elk. He wants to vibe with you, but not necessarily touch. Which, like, honestly, as a neurodivergent weirdo, same, bestie. Although Con will politely ask for pets if he wants them. He does like getting pets. And he'll shove his little head under your hand in order to get them. Let's see. Sorry, me realizing that order's gonna have to ship out on Friday. Because holiday tomorrow. Like, I know nobody is as worried about the turnaround as I am. Because, like, my turnaround is, like, way faster than most people. But still. Oof, I'm sure, Arya. The only worse time than, like, the end of the calendar year is the end of the fiscal year. That's the only worst time to be in an office. Hi, Harple. Thank you for the resub, Doodle. It's Doodle. We love Doodle. Everybody tell Doodle good luck. Oh no, Aria, that's the worst. It sucks when it overlaps like that. It's like, I know most of the offices I've worked in, the fiscal year has ended in July, which is like, I don't know why you do it that way, and it's really annoying, but also at least it isn't also happening during like some sort of big time. Oh my god, I want those deviled eggs. Mail them to me, Doodle. I do have eggs. I could make deviled eggs if I wanted to, but also it's like a lot of work. And do I really want to make a whole bunch of deviled eggs just for me to horf them down in approximately 12 minutes and then have a stomachache for 2 days? I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's awful, Aria. I'm sorry. I sent Doodle a reel about eating a shit ton of deviled eggs. And one, I will say that now my For You page on Instagram is like at least 30% people doing ungodly things with deviled eggs. But I sent one to Doodle because I'm like, that's me, actually, at holidays. Doodle was like, how did you know that I also eat 6,000 deviled eggs at a given point? I was like, I didn't know that. I just know I'm like that. It's like, all right, we have a new thing. Oh my god, Doodle. So it's not the coming week, it's the week after. Okay. Okay, good. I will change it in my calendar. Because yes, I did put your finals week in my calendar. Cool, cool, cool. And do you see what I mean about this other black, like, being a way more even coat? Tiny little piece of white there. I don't want you there, thank you. Unnecessary. And then after this, we're going to go over it with a layer of the, like, slightly purple tone to give it a little bit more oomph. And I might actually do another little bit of orange over here. I haven't fully decided. I don't know. I do like it with the, like, full dark. The edges are still a little lighter just because the paper's cut there, so it won't hold the pigment the same. The next question is, can I actually see where I would be putting the orange underneath at this point? And I don't know that I can. I don't know, maybe the vibe of the orange underneath is fine. Oh, true, Aria. Good time to shine. I have confirmation that Colin is in Greg's room pouting. Fingers crossed for you, Aria. The strings on my hoodie are getting out of the way. or in my way, so I'm putting them away so they're out of the way. And just like shorten that sentence by like 3/4 and expected it to make sense. I think I can tell where that goes, but I don't know that I want to mess with it. I do kind of like the dark. The reason that I was thinking about the putting that there more than anything else is once these are all done, I'm going to put them next to each other and add stars to the background with white so that they all feel a little bit more connected. And I need to remember to not put stars where the rest of the moon would be, because that's not how stars work, and it bothers me when people do that. Sometimes I make the decision to do that just because I'm having fun making stars, but yeah, stars gets to be a part of the art a lot, honestly. I like making little sparkles. I do think I'm actually thinking further about how I want to do that. I might actually do that with pearlescent watercolor, because often I would do that with like white ink, but I have not used white ink so far in these paintings, and I would like to keep them full just plain watercolor. But I do think that if I added some white highlights with ink on here, it might make it pop a little more and make it feel moist. But I don't know. I think it's fine the way it is. I do think that I did a very good job of maintaining the highlights on the pomegranate. I did not do as good of a job with that on the cantaloupe. But I do feel like I got the texture really good on the cantaloupe. So. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. That's one of the problems with doing like a bunch of pieces as one art project like this, where they all need to match. If I make a decision, I really gotta stick with the decision. Okay. Trying to decide how I want to do a layer on here. The way that I did the texture on the cantaloupe, actually, because it did end up a little patchy like this, was wet this whole thing down and then pat it back up with a paper towel and then go back over it, because then it felt more like purposeful texture instead of just like splotches. My boyfriend aggressively flirting? It's more likely than you think. Thank you. And yeah, I had a good reference for this. There was somebody on Pixabay who had done a lot of very good like sliced fruit references, which helped for sure. And I also spent like a ridiculous amount of time adding shading to the inside to make it the depth look correct, which is part of why I lost some of the highlights while I was working on that, I think. I think I do still need to do some work on the seeds in the middle here. So maybe I'll do that while I consider the rest of it. As we get to use some brown. I might actually add a little bit of green to it, just so that I have the colors between these two matching a little bit better. Because I did also... So many things I considered doing this. I did also consider doing the cutout portion of the moon as the peel of the fruit. But because I hadn't considered that when I was picking fruits to start out with, it felt very unbalanced color-wise. There's another hair. Why? Ah. This art project is turning into me battling individual hairs and motes of dust. What was I saying? Oh, that peels the fruit. So I decided not to do that. But I did consider it for a bit. It just, I don't know. The color balance was super off with the cantaloupe versus the other side of that one is a peach. So it felt like, or no, the other side of it is the persimmon, which felt really off. And then also the peach and the orange, the next set looked off. Oh no, stars. Yeah, you might need some lotions. It puts the lotions on its skin. Or else it gets the burns again. Oh, what does persimmon taste like? That's what the question I was going to answer was. Can you tell that my brain is not fully online? It's kind of weird. It has a very firm texture. So like when I ate it first, I didn't know what it was. And it feels very tannin heavy. So you know that feeling in your mouth when you like drink tea that's over steeped? Where it makes your mouth feel kind of like dry and weird. It's like that. So to me, it was more of a sensation than necessarily a taste. Ooh, that might mean that your lotion has too much alcohol in it. Because they do put alcohol in lotion to help it dry quickly, but that does also mean that if your hands are in bad shape, it hurts like a bitch. Which sucks. And I know because I have eczema patches that get worse when it's dry out, so I have to be really careful about what lotions I put on my hands. Like, other than that, I don't know how to describe persimmon taste. Because I had it as part of a dish, and I didn't realize what it was until after I had eaten it. As I saw that it had said it on the menu, and I was like, I don't know. Because it really, like, if you see it on a plate, especially when it's been cubed nicely by some poor boy whose only job it is to cut everything in a kitchen, it kind of just looks like butternut squash. It's like the same color, and it's a little bit kind of like sweet and tart, I guess, similar to a kind of fruit. But really, mostly for me, it was really the feeling in my mouth than anything else. Yeah, and I'm not sure what other seasonings and stuff they put on it for that dish, because it was a very fancy restaurant at an exclusive club that's been around since the 1800s that has rules about how loudly you're allowed to read the newspaper and shit, so... Yeah, that's fair, Coconut. The lotion that I use the most now, especially for like my hands and my elbows, which is where the eczema gets really bad, is O'Keeffe's hand cream. And it's like the ultra extra duty or something hand cream. And it works very well for me because it's unscented and doesn't have alcohol in it. So it helps. Although I switch between lotions a lot. Because like I also have, there's one sitting right here. So I also have like a, what's the correct word for that? Colloidal oatmeal. I can speak words. Thing that I use on certain spots. But yeah, that's fair, Stars. And to be clear, this is us trying to help, not us going, how dare you not use the other lotion? What were you thinking? It's just all of us going, we also have weird skin. I know for a fact my skin get mad at me. Okay, good. Just making sure. I know that it doesn't always come across that way sometimes. And as a neurodivergent person, I know that a lot of times when I'm well-meaning, it comes across as me being very hoity-toity about stuff, so I like to make sure.
in the bitter wind and give me bad advice, feeding like fever.
See, I hate wearing gloves. I also hate wearing like earmuffs and hats. I don't like, and I like wearing like flatter sole shoes because I like being able to feel what's going on underneath. I don't like things that like take sense away from me. The only exception to that is wearing earplugs in public sometimes because people are really loud. And my brain doesn't like it. Although I've got a pair of, the specific brand that I use is Loops for reusable earplugs, and they have ones that you can switch how quiet they make things. So they have like a little switch on them that changes how open the earpiece is. So you can control stuff a little bit better, which is really nice. I found those very useful. They are kind of expensive though, but they also have a good replacement policy. I haven't had to use the replacement policy, but they do have one where like if you lose one of yours, because they are small, right? So you end up losing headphones or whatever the same way, that you can contact them and they'll send you new ones, which is nice. Oh, I forget what brand Sleepy and Tomato use, but it's a different one than what I use for earplugs. They do also, Loop specifically has a sleep pair that's a little bit softer than their other ones. So it doesn't hurt if you're sleeping on your side. Although I do find that those ones after a while do make the inside of my ears hurt a little bit. But I do wear earplugs when I sleep, but I use the like foam ones that are supposed to be disposable because they, I don't know, they block more sound than the other ones because they kind of just like fill the spot more. It's because of the nature of foam, you know? Okay. That looks pretty good. I think I will probably deepen up the seed a little bit in there. Because it isn't really a seed, it's more like a hole in my reference image. Hi, Casper! We love you, Casper. Yeah, that's so fair, Coconut. I just deal with it. I'm also not outside that much, honestly, so I'll wear gloves if I'm like shoveling the walkway or something. But for the most part, I'm not outside long enough anymore to really need real winter gear. Because really, it's mostly me walking from the car to whatever building I'm going into. Okay, let that dry, and then do, well, it's mostly dry already, I think. And then do a little bit more dark on the seed. Floofy! We love a floofy boy. I don't know if you guys noticed, it might not be super visible, but I have a little arrow in the corner so that I can remind myself which way is up. So that I remember which side the empty bit is supposed to be. And I was like, oh, if I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it, I actually need to remember which way is which. Am I doing this the correct way? Yes, because past Katie was really smart and gave me a little hint. And like, I don't even need to erase it because it just gets completely covered by the black once I go over it. Yeah. I try to make things easier on myself, honestly. A lot of people are like, wow, you did this really well. And that's because I realized that there was a point where I could make a really extreme error and avoided it early. I mean, yes, that does involve a level of smart. But also, if you like work smarter, not harder, you know? It helps. I don't know where I was going with that. But that's where we ended up, so there you go. I do think, so the one fruit that I was like most worried about people recognizing was the persimmon. Because like, I don't know, I feel like persimmon is not a super common fruit for a lot of people. But I'm also worried when we get farther to the skinnier moons. There's a better way to say that, but I don't know what it is. But those ones will be a little more difficult. I love that, Cap. I'm excited to see. Because the edges, I tried to pick something that was... I'm going to show you guys my concept art here. Which is this. But like the edges are a little bit more difficult, I feel like, especially if you don't see the version with the peels. This one's a pineapple. And then this one is a yellow watermelon. For the skinny ones. And I forget who said that they were thinking about the new moon as a dark plum. I might do that, actually. I might steal that. And then you guys can see what I meant by the cantaloupe peel being like really uneven. Because it like really drastically... I thought it was Jen too. Okay. Jen often has good ideas, so that makes sense to me. I also thought it was Jen, but sometimes I just attribute things to people who I feel like would say something and then it wasn't them. But yeah, the color balance with the peels would have been like super uneven because it's like very weighted this direction because of how light the cantaloupe peel is. So yeah, I think the dark makes more sense for that. This. Yeah, it's definitely, for here too, it's definitely time for snow tires. Although the law here changes from winter to winter about when you have to have snow tires on. Because you can't have them on before a certain time, otherwise they like tear up the roadway, and you can't have them past a certain time because again, they tear up the road. So it's kind of a delicate balance for figuring that stuff out here. We're doing this now. Yeah, we have actual laws about it here. And again, the dates change from year to year, depending on how the snow goes. Yeah, it's been really cold here the past couple days. It's been, like... I'm trying to remember. I remember that it was negative 12 Celsius the other day because I looked it up to tell Cap. A little disgusting. Yeah, so down to 8 Fahrenheit yesterday, says Brother Bean. Yeah, overnight. But it's definitely been a bit chilly. Which is why yesterday I had my heated blanket on for the entire day, and Khan was real pleased about that. Because I honestly just stayed in bed like all day yesterday and played Trash Goblin. Because I had a modeling session on Monday, so I was feeling a little bit crummy. It's just how my body works, which is super fun, let me tell you. Okay, we have successfully made this more blotchy, and now we will make it less blotchy by putting more pigment on top of it. I do think that I'm going to take a quick break, though, so I can, get up and do a little stretch and run to the bathroom. Yeah, we'll get a little snack on the studio. Maybe? I don't know what I would snack on, though. We'll see. Yeah, we don't use salt here, because it, like, destroys cars. So we mostly use gravel and sand. Because if it snows as much as it does here, you end up destroying everybody's chassis. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. You should feel free to take a break with me, get a little drink, a little snack, get up and do a little stretchy, look at something that's farther away from your face than your screen is right now. It's good for your eyeballs. And I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. You guys are back from ads. I took a little longer because I cut up an apple and got some peanut butter. Let me close that. Oh, I had a big dip in my bit right there. That's intriguing. Anyway, I'm back. Hi. Do you think with like the way that this camera is picking up the color, it does kind of feel like there's just like this little butter pat in the middle of this piece of fruit? I got an apple and peanut butter, which I think I said already, but guys might hear me crunching if that's a problem for you, like you don't like people chewing, which valid. Let me know and I can mute when I'm actually oh, maybe the mic's not going to pick it up actually. That's nice. Okay, cool, actually. I make no promises about talking with my mouth full. If I don't get the thought out immediately, it goes away. Oh, excellent cap. I look forward to seeing those. Let me see if I'm missing any little hairs here. Yep, there's one right there. Bastard. Get out of here. I don't belong here. Swear to God, I need tweezers for this painting. I have always been very bad about talking with my mouth full. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that that is because my brain doesn't work right. So my thought recall is not good. I gotta get it out when I think of it. Or I have to sit there actively holding the thought in my head until I have the moment to say it. There's actually a scene in BBC Ghosts, which is one of the shows that I'm wildly obsessed with, where one of the ghosts yells at her for talking with her mouth full while she has some bread in her mouth. And so she closes her mouth and chews really fast while everybody is looking at her because they can't see the ghost. And by the time she finishes eating, she's like, I forgot. That's me. And if you really love me, you can deal with my mouth being full. I'm waiting for somebody to turn that into a joke. Please do so. Okay. Color time. I think I want to clean my palette a little bit first. Because I want enough room for a lot of this color. And Khan's not out here, so I can actually use the spray bottle without him freaking out. I say freaking out, he just squints his eyes. Because I've sprayed him with it before. Squeak. I do, like, I always think that I've got, like, the correct colors on my palette, and then I end up adding more stuff along the edges, which makes it a lot harder to clean up the mixing area. What I really need is like 35 different palettes all at once. Well, I think what I really need is to take ceramics classes so I can make my own palette. Although actually, one of my friends that I made from modeling is taking a bunch of ceramics. Maybe I can talk to her about it. But she'd be willing to make me a paint palette. Because what I would really like is something like this, except with wells all the way around. And I don't like these like half wells in the corners very much. They might be useful if I arranged my colors by how often I use them. But I don't. I put it in rainbow order because it makes my brain happy. Okay. But my friend from modeling, excuse me, who you guys have heard me talk about before, she's the one who we were considering splitting a table at some like Saturday market and stuff to sell both of our stuff. Which we still might do. I just couldn't do it this summer because I was busy doing other things. Like, you know, getting surgery. And my boyfriend. Maybe next year. Because that is something I would like to do. Well, I don't know that like to do is the correct is there. Because, like, I don't really want to, but it is the next step for my business. And, like, I know that. Yeah, see, there's more fuzz. I don't know where this is fucking coming from. I wonder if it's just me reactivating some that was in the paint before? No, it's driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to spend like 6,000 years fixing this in post. Oh well. I've done worse things with my time. Yeah, for sure, Shani. I need to appease Roy. There's more. Where is it coming from? Where? I don't know, man. Oh, that's a sound I make a lot. I just don't think I've done it on stream or where you could hear. That's my really angry sound. I think at this point my plan is to just continue painting and then I will scrape the little pieces out after the paint dries, as that worked pretty well. As well as it was going to. I also did that, Shawnee, and I do that with basically any candy that has different flavors for the colors. So like Starburst or Skittles. Or gummy bears. I don't, honestly, like legitimately, I don't know the last time somebody actually picked me up. I'm a bit heavier now. I used to be pick-upable by most folks, but no longer the case. I also did not react well to being touched without warning, so I did not get picked up much. Well, I would get picked up once by somebody, and then they would realize that I had really pointy elbows, especially when they were hitting you in the head, and then I wouldn't get picked up again. Yeah, I'm sure like most people have done this kind of thing in one classroom or another, but do you guys remember doing the like silly elementary school science thing where you sorted your M&Ms and made like a graph about how many colors there were with the data? That was beautiful for me. That was my favorite project in the world because I was like, I do this already. I always think of that Cat Crumbs drawing, which is the sort. I love to arbitrarily sort. Like, yeah, I do, actually. I love sorting. little bit less splotchy, or it feels a little bit more purposeful. Well, I mean, you did it for credit in school. You can do it now. A little bit, although I was never organized enough to really have that, if we're being honest. Like, I know that I look very organized because I am for certain things, but it's not real. And it definitely was not the case when I was in school. I regularly got in trouble for my desk being too messy in school. And for losing homework. Again, I will say, nobody diagnosed this bitch. I had to do it myself. Okay. Decide how I want to do texture on this, because there isn't like a huge amount of texture in the persimmon. It's not like the cantaloupe where there's like a clear veinage. I don't know what to call that. I don't know words. Maybe I will try to look up another reference and see. I don't know why Firefox on my iPad has changed my default browser or my default search engine. This is not the search engine that I want, thank you. I have to remember to change that. It's for some reason it assigned me Google, and I don't want to use Google. Suck my dick. Oh, by the way, I have the sexual tag on today to see if it gives me ad money for that or not, because it did not give me ad money for political tag. Right, yeah, that's better, Liz. Yeah, it's just kind of bumpy. Right. Hi, Tens. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. Oh my god. There was one point where, I think it was around my mom's funeral and stuff, where we didn't know exactly what the schedule was going to be because things were kind of like changing rapidly. And my dad looked me in the eyes and said, "This is going to drive you nuts. I know that you hate when you don't know the schedule." But like, he regularly and purposefully doesn't give us a schedule when I'm visiting. So it was like he looked me in the eyes and went, "I know that you have this neurodivergent thing that I've actively ignored for the rest of your life." Like, what? Excuse you? It was so weird. Like, I was completely silent for I think a minute and a half after that because I was just so stunned. Okay, I need to let this dry a little bit. Yeah, I know. Which actually reminds me, Cap, I have something to tell you about after stream. But it's so wild to me, and I was actually talking about this with my therapist. I get that part of the reason why I wasn't recognized as neurodivergent is because my mom was definitely also neurodivergent. So a lot of the things that I struggled with, I would come to my mom about because we were close-ish. And I would say, "I'm struggling with XYZ thing," and she's like, "Everybody struggles with that." Which, if you are the neurodivergent child of someone who is also neurodivergent, which does have a genetic link, and was never diagnosed, you will recognize this conversation. So I get that a lot of it was that, for sure. But there's other stuff where it's like, I'll also say there's something else I've been thinking about a lot lately. And I was actually talking to somebody about this while I was modeling. Trauma, especially childhood trauma, can make it so that your brain has very similar symptoms to a lot of neurodivergencies. So it can appear as, anxiety, depression, autism, ADHD. Because your brain is stressed out, basically, and constantly stressed out. And so it reacts with very similar symptoms. And I was kind of thinking about that the other day, because my first capital T trauma happened when I was like 5. I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't have anything to compare my pre-trauma brain to. Like, I don't know who that person was, and I don't know how my brain worked. So there isn't a point where I can say, oh, well, this clearly changed my brain function. Kind of a thing. Because, like, it is possible that as I start dealing with my PTSD, my ADHD symptoms and, like, autism symptoms become a lot less, because that was exacerbating things, or because a lot of that is actually directly related. And there's like a lot of people who have gotten through a traumatic event and gotten PTSD have had that happen when they were like aware enough of their self and old enough to be aware of themselves. And I don't get that. Like, I have not been given that gift from life, And like, so a lot of people can go, these things, like this big thing happened to me. And after that, I had these problems pop up. But I don't have a way to do that. So I don't know how to fully separate that from my experience of life, because that is all I have experienced. You know what I mean? And this isn't like, I'm not like upset about this. This isn't a you need to say you're sorry or whatever situation. It's just one of those things where I'm like thinking about how my brain works and how other people's brain works, and connecting all of those dots for myself for like, I don't know, I haven't thought about this intensely before. But it's very interesting in like a general sense. In like a what the hell is a brain sense. So I don't know. If anybody else has thoughts on that, please share. Oh, were you an iPad kid, Coconut? Well, equivalent. You said iPod, not pad, but the kid who was babysat by the TV. Which is a common thing, honestly, and has gotten more common as technology has advanced. But I do think it's interesting that whenever we talk about iPad kids, we use that as like a pejorative. Is that the right word that I mean? Maybe. We use that as like a derogatory term towards the child. But it's not the child's fault. Same with somebody with daddy issues. When we make fun of somebody who has daddy issues, why are we not blaming the people who were in charge of these children and traumatized them, or ignored them and neglected them? Why are we using this trait that this person had absolutely no control over to make fun of them? Like, teehee, you're traumatized, haha. What? So weird. Okay, I do want to add some texture to this a little bit. It is still a little blotchy, but I think it's blotchy in a way that I'm digging, versus a way that I don't like. I can actually have it red off too. Which is this red that I'm messing with. I won't do that right now. I'll probably do that a little bit. Because I have two reds on my palette. One is orange based and one is violet based. And they do different things. Okay, there's another friggin' hair. This is my hairiest painting yet. You would have thought that it was the cat where we painted a bunch of individual hairs on it, but you would be wrong. Okay. My thinking is that I do something like this. And do a little bit of this. And we'll get a little bit of color without it being super crazy. Just to add a little bit of texture in here, because like something that I was very aware of when I was starting these fruits is that the cantaloupe has a lot more detail than the persimmon, right? So there's a lot more texture to put in, and the time comparison between these two is going to be very different. But I wanted to make sure that I gave them both the same level of care, you know? Right, Elk? It's like, yeah. There you go, Shawnee. Perfect. We're turning into, you know how they used to use horsehair and plaster to make it stronger? I'm just making this painting stronger by putting a bunch of tiny hairs in it. Clearly. Right, Elk? So many medical professionals, too, get annoyed when you ask for clarification on something that was not even remotely clear. I will say that the people at the mental health place I've been going to have been very good about not doing that. Anytime I ask for clarification, it's always treated very seriously, which I appreciate. Because sometimes they say things and I'm like, I understand those words. I do not know what you're asking of me. Especially for like assessment stuff. Always stresses me out because like you have to answer honestly. Otherwise it doesn't count. And you've disrupted the data. I swear to God. Get off of my paintbrush. This is now a hair hate stream. So I think I do this little texture, and then I think I do another big swash of New Gamboge. And then I think this guy is probably done. Well, we still need to do the background, but it's like, again, there's only so much I can do with this guy. Welcome back, love. Yeah, I feel that, Coconut, for sure. Because, like, and this isn't just a parent thing, this is kind of just, like, a general thing. But there's a lot of people who have power over children who think you're being disrespectful, but they have actually done nothing to earn that respect. So what they want is not actually respect, it's deference. And they refuse to acknowledge that, which means the only way that they can try to get that, what they want, is to punish you like a little dictator. And then pretend like it's for your own good, but it isn't. And like, I was training to work with kids for the majority of my life, so I was planning on being an elementary school teacher. And like, the way a lot of people, especially people who have gotten into teaching, view children is like wild. If you hate working with children, why would you go into a field where you work with children? But a wild amount of people have done that. It's kind of like the equivalent of people going into nursing, even though they hate dealing with people. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's a steady job that can get you a relatively good paycheck. Although that is not really the case for teaching or nursing anymore, but it used to be for a certain generation of people. And so they'll just go into a job that they absolutely fucking despise and make everybody's lives miserable because they were more focused on, like, doing this one thing in a certain way than, like, actually finding something that didn't make them want to claw their own eyes out. Like, because there was definitely a teacher that I worked with when I was in high school, because it was called, like, the cadet teaching program, which is where high school students could work in a classroom for, like, an elementary school classroom for part of their, like, for a class period, basically. And I did that every year that I could. And there was one teacher that I started working with that, and then got changed to a different teacher because I complained, who just actively bullied the children while she was teaching them. And was just, like, incredibly cruel. And even as a 15-year-old, that made me wildly uncomfortable. And, like, I actually complained to the principal about it. Because the principal was the one who had placed me in that classroom. I was like, I can see that there are a lot of kids in this classroom that need help. The reason they need help is because their teacher is bullying them. And I am incapable of continuing to work in this environment. Like, even 15-year-old Katie, who did not know how to stand up for her own boundaries, was like, this is fucked up. My bitrate dropped really randomly again. I don't know what's going on with that. Like, she was so mean. I don't remember her name. I still remember how uncomfortable I was when I was sitting in on a lesson with her. And it was like, I don't understand why you're in this profession. You obviously fucking hate children. What are you doing here? And there was one kid that I was working with in specific in that class where English was a second language. His first language is Spanish, and he was having trouble with reading and writing in English, which fair, because, like, English is a fucked up language. It's hard to learn. So I was working with him a lot, and she was so mean to him. And I was like, you realize that the reason this kid isn't learning is because he's scared of you. Because you make fun of him anytime he says something that is even mildly incorrect. So he cannot focus on learning. He's focusing on avoiding trauma because you suck. Just like, I don't get it, man. I got moved into a different classroom with a teacher that I loved very much, though. That was great. Mrs. Caldwell, if you're still out there, I love you. I hope you're doing well. I do not remember the name of the evil bitch teacher. Yeah, and it was the mean teacher was teaching 5th grade, which, like, I can understand sometimes people, like, kids who are that age can get really frustrating because they're learning who they are and they're learning to push back against boundaries and stuff like that, which is part of growing up and part of learning. And that's important to allow them space to do that, even if it's mildly disruptive to your classroom. But she just, like, hated that these people were people. You know what I mean? Like, kids are people. Wild concept, apparently. Yeah, I was lucky and I mostly had good teachers. There was one teacher I had in elementary school who was not good. And, like, the major thing that was a problem for me with him, he was also the only male teacher I had in elementary school, actually, was that he thought bullying kids made them stronger. So he would just let the other kids bully me. Which was a choice. Yeah, asking questions is definitely part of learning. Like, in order to learn, you do need to understand things. And if you don't understand something, you need to ask a question. That's how it works. Drives me fucking nuts. See, I've missed some of chat going on my little here. Yeah, I'm glad we all agree. The teachers who are mean are not helpful. There was actually a teacher in my elementary school who I had for math one year. Who, it was kind of a joke, but like, I don't think it was fully a joke. There was this teacher who wouldn't let you smile on Wednesdays. Like, that was a class rule for her. It was like, she treated it like a joke, but not enough like a joke. So I was always scared whenever she was in the hallway because I was scared I was gonna smile. Is it? That's different. I do know that my bit rate is randomly dropping really bad. And has been repeatedly, so that's probably why. But my bit rate did drop significantly in the past few minutes, so that might be related. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know. Okay. Because I think buffering makes sense with the amount of bit droppage that I was getting there. Yeah, it might be that, or it might be like the, can I make words? No, apparently not. Okay. Thank you for telling me though. Because if something's going on, I do want to know. Okay. Do you think that this persimmon is still like way too red? Which I did do on purpose, but also I should have been having the cantaloupe next to me while I was working on this. Because they are supposed to be aired. It might look a little better once I get the black going. I do think it is pretty red. Maybe I will do just some yellow there, which I think I said I was going to do anyway, but actually let's do a layer of this while that dries a bit. Oh, I can actually touch my headphones. I'm always so careful to touch my headphones when I'm streaming because I used to use the mic that was in the headphones, so if I touched my headphone at all, it made a really loud noise for you guys. I don't have to do that anymore because I'm using the other mic. Yeah, that's scary, Sleepy. Okay. We're doing this color now. Which doesn't make a huge difference, honestly, but it makes me feel better. I actually want to use the bigger brush for this. Boop, boop, boop. And I could throw it, because why not? How long have I been streaming? I've been doing much better about getting as much stream time in as I want lately for each stream. I'm pleased with myself about that. I've been locking in better. Because I do, like, I don't say how long I'm going to be streaming because I would rather just leave that open-ended and then end when I want to end. But I do try to aim for at least 3 hours. You're doing like somewhere in there. Thank you. because I think that's a good amount of stream time. I think that's a reasonable amount of time to do. Like an amount that doesn't overwhelm me and also like gives enough time for people to pop in and all that kind of jazz. Which sometimes that really does feel like 3 hours and sometimes it does not. And lately I have been looking up and going like, oh, I've actually been streaming a reasonable amount of time now. No wonder I feel tired and ready to end stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like doing physical art is very different than doing digital art for that too. So I watch a lot of digital artists because that's like, I can't figure out the right words I want to say, and I don't mean easy. I think I mean more approachable. I think it's more approachable to do digital art when you're streaming because you're already doing a bunch of like digital stuff. But the problem with doing digital art is that you have to look at your screen, right? And that's where chat lives. So like because I'm doing physical art and I can only see chat out of like the corner of my eye, so I can tell if it's moving really fast. I can actually like lock in a little bit every once in a while versus getting super distracted by chat. And like some days we are really chatty and it really has to do with how chatty I am feeling a lot of the time because I will look up and engage more with chat on days when I'm feeling really chatty, you know. But I think that also means that I often don't see how long I have been streaming for, which makes it feel like it goes faster. I think it's all connected, man. But I have been doing pretty good at doing more art per month lately. There have been a couple months this year where I chilled out, which I'm not blaming myself for this. This is not a negative statement. It's just a statement of fact. Where I have slowed down a bit, which is reasonable because, you know, I had surgery this year and I traveled out of the country for the first time this year, you know. So I had stuff going on, but I still have been making a pretty decent amount of art. Like, to the point where it's annoying to scroll down through my year of art on my website for this year. Because I was trying to find one to show to somebody while I was at a modeling session. I was like, oh my god, this is taking forever. Yeah, agreed, Coconut. A lot of the ways that public schools are run in general, and obviously I have more experience with the US, because that's where I live. But a lot of that is because of an increased focus on standardized test scores instead of actually learning. Because learning how to take a test and learning a subject are two entirely different things. I hated that, Sleepy. Like, you're incredibly talented at making really cursed shit that I wish I hadn't seen. I wasn't even like actually in chat for that stream. I just like looked over and saw milk coming out of speakers and I was like, what is happening? I hate this. Actually, speaking on the more focused thing, I wonder if that's partially because I mask really hard. And making myself focus has been part of my masking. So I'm pretty good at like self-starting and ignoring my brain if it's yelling at me most of the time. Sorry, I just punched the table. Which is also a defense mechanism, actually. I'm connecting too many dots lately. I don't like this. I forget which, like, fancy old man author said this, but it was somebody who was like, know thyself. If I knew myself, I'd run away. I'm like, yeah, mood a little bit. I don't want to deal with all that. I can mostly ignore my brain. It gets worse around certain things. So like if I've been triggered by something or certain points of my hormone cycle, which is common for people who have a cycle, my brain gets a lot louder and more difficult to control, which again, that's normal for neurodivergent people who have hormone cycles. So I do have like days where I can't, but for the most part, I'm pretty good at making myself sit down and do a thing in a way that makes people think that I'm not as neurodivergent as I am. And really, that's just because I have a lot of self-discipline. Which is also why I don't find running a business as difficult as I might otherwise. Because, like, I don't mind the keeping track of things and updating the website and whatever. As long as I have, like, a schedule where I do it, it works a lot better for me. Which helps because the way my Patreon is set up, too, is on a month-by-month basis, right? So, I just do all of the updating on my website at the end of the month. Because that's when I'm doing the updating on Patreon, too, so... I love that I made this so dark that it just like blends into the background mostly. Because I have a piece of a black acrylic board on top of the table. Because it's easier to clean up. The table that I work off of is actually an antique that my great-grandfather made out of a school desk. And I don't really want to dye it weird colors. Although it is a little bit banged up because like obviously it's old, right? It's my favorite table. I love it. My mom let me keep it when they moved out of the state. It's just so sturdy. Like I know a whole bunch of people are like, they don't make furniture like they used to anymore. They literally do not though. Like this is hardcore wood and I get that it wasn't like a mass-produced one. Well, the desk was mass-produced and then it was changed by my grampy, who I never met actually. He died before I was born. But like this is solid wood. If I fell on this, it would not break. I am not a thin person. This thing, I can sit on this comfortably. Like, it's pretty impressive, honestly. Okay, I think I've decided that I'm not going to do the color behind the moon because like I cannot see it through this at all, so I don't think there's really any point in continuing to do that. And I do like the dark background. I'll just need to be cognizant of that when we go back through. But I believe once this guy's dry, he's completely done. Look at that. You guys didn't see most of this process, but there you go. Oh, I have not been taking photographs, which is fine. Not a big deal. I did take a lot of this one because I was doing it off stream. I'm generally better at remembering that. I do have a couple black splashes in here that I might try to fix. This might end up making it way worse. We'll find out. But they're mostly on places that were already a little bit lighter, so it shouldn't mess too much. No, that's fine. Alright. We have performed a little bit of surgery. Ooh, what was Oren's prompt? I haven't been able to like make it in to see what you've been doing lately much. There's another dot. Oh yeah, do you just mean the silly guys? That's a good point. I forgot about that. But there were also the, I don't know if you finished those, the art prompts. I know you did mine. Okay. I have fixed those tiny little pieces that were visible to nobody but me. Yeah, that's so fair. Yeah, I also ended up kind of overwhelmed by the prompts, not gonna lie. I didn't expect to have as many as I did, honestly. But I think maybe that was a little bit of just streamer, what if nobody comes, brain. Okay. You sit up here and finish drying, please. Thank you. We will do photo of this. This guy's really curled. I'm gonna have to put these in books to flatten back out. Ooh. Sorry. I just smacked my phone into the fan for my laptop. Because like I did do the really thick paper for these, otherwise it would be way worse. But like that's a little curvy. But there's a really easy way to like uncurl them, which is to just spray the back a little bit with some moisture and then put a wig on top. Shout out to Trisha Hall for teaching me that one. Okay, I need to do yellow. That's what we're doing. We'll do it's S-H-A. Thank you. Yeah, all good. I got it. Yeah, Trisha or Trish work. Let's all do it. Everybody check out my friend Trisha Hall. She hasn't been streaming very much lately. She took a pretty long hiatus. The last time she was in here, she said she was going to start back up soon, but that was a while ago, so I don't know what her plan is. But she does sell great stickers and stuff on her website, which is just artbytrishahall.com. You should go check her out. She's definitely one of my faves. I had a thought, and then it went away. Having thoughts seems like something I shouldn't have to do because I'm too cute. I might end up doing a different yellow over top of this that's a little more opaque, depending on how this goes. Well, I only do the one link just because it looks nicer, and also her website information is on her Twitch page also. So, because generally speaking, if somebody is a Twitch streamer, they have all the ways to contact them also on their Twitch page. So it's nicer to just do the one link, in my opinion. Yep. She's actually the reason I use my own website as my link tree too, instead of using a different one. Which is a smart idea. Because, like, why would I use another site when I can use my site? And make it look the way that I actually want it to look instead of having to use like pre-designed stuff that looks like shit. So mine is similar to hers, where it's just our username.com/links. Which is good because a lot of those Linktree spots kind of shit the bed with how they were treating people and throwing in with AI and some other gross stuff. So, well, everything has thrown in with AI at this point, and it's exhausting. The humble onion. Yeah, I really don't know what it is about this painting that decided that all of the lint in the house needed to be on it, but it sure did. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was either BioLink or Linktree, and I don't remember which because I switched from one to the other. And because I did that so long ago, I well and truly do not remember which is which. Yeah, Card is also one that I don't really know much about. Because I do know that people use Card, but the only people that I know that really use Card are people who have do not interacts that are like too long to put in regular bios. Which means they aren't people I want to hang out with anyway. Because that was definitely how it was used on Tumblr. I think actually Neosites too, which was like the new version of Geosites, threw in their lot with AI too, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't know why people keep trying to make it happen. Because, like, it's clearly not going great. That's fair, Stars. Yeah. I tend to end up using Google Docs, which I know is not, like, the best option for stuff. But now that I really do have my own website, I can move all that stuff over. Although a lot of that stuff I didn't end up using. Like, I think the only ones that I really use now are the mod ones. Well, mod ones is in for my moderators, not mod ones like the way Stars is talking about. Oh yeah, 100% sleepy. But you guys, I will tell you something right now. If I ever start talking about AI being good, especially generative AI specifically is what I mean, I have been kidnapped. I'm being held against my will. And I'm telling you guys that something is wrong. So come save me. Thank you. I'm assuming that was Shawnee. Oh no, it was Stars. Thank you, Stars. The fun thing about my laptop being slow is that I don't see the redeems right away. Thank you. I saw this on Tumblr yesterday. There is an email service that people are switching to from Gmail that has less AI shit. Or no AI shit. I'm not entirely sure. I just saw it passing and I didn't actually pay super close attention to it. Yeah, thank you, Stars. Proton. So you might look into that, Coconut. Good to know, Sleepy. Yeah, I have to have Gmail connected to a number of things, so I cannot fully divest. But I might set up another email over there. Because unfortunately, as a small business owner, I have to suck Google's dick occasionally. So. Ooh, nice. Good to know, Sleepy. Thank you. Yeah, so the university that I work at, excuse me, my voice keeps cracking. It's so dry. Dry as in the air is dry. But the university I work at does all of their mail through Google now. So, and they don't allow forwarding to different email addresses because it's a security risk. So, yeah, go for it, Sleepy. If you legitimately like their stuff and use it, then yeah, you should. What do you get for it? Are you allowed to talk about that? Some contracts say that you can't talk about it. Yeah, agreed, Coconut. I know the deal. Because me too. Oh. I just remembered that Defunct Plan put out a new long video that I can watch this weekend. I'm excited. Probably do that on Sunday. Because I do have an unpleasant thing to do on Saturday. Cool. I will hold off messing with that until you do that then, Sleepy. Proteon. I'm finishing eating my apple. Is what I'm doing right now. I don't know if you guys can hear me crunching or not. That's why you don't see my hands right now. I can get my own email through the website builder that I use, but they're also not my favorite, and I don't want to pay them more money. I don't wildly dislike them, but I'm already giving them enough money. They don't need any more. Giving them $500 a year. Ooh, nice. Yeah, you should be an affiliate, Sleepy. You're basically doing that without getting money for it. Yeah, stop working for free. Unionize. Okay. This is dry. We'll do at least one layer for the background. It still is very orange. I think maybe I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't know. It's not like I can't change the persimmon once I put the background on. It just makes it a little bit more difficult. Because I did make this significantly more red than it is IRL, I guess. I do feel like they don't necessarily match.
You settle me with doubt behind the stadium when
What's for dinner, Shawnee? I don't know if you said.
the light leaves a lost
just gonna leave it. I don't really feel like messing with it more. I think it's fine. That can go there. Me thinking about all the work I have to do. Ooh, nice. That sounds good, Johnny. Actually, Greg was saying that he was gonna do breakfast for dinner too today. Because he wants to render a bunch of bacon for tomorrow. To use bacon fat for something. Meatloaf is a good thing to have, though. I enjoy making my meatloaf. I haven't made it in a while. Oh, I was like, what? I get it. It's like, did I mix up my sentence? No, you're making a rendering joke. Got it. But, so my Grammy, who was married to Grampy, who's the one who made this table, made green beans a specific way. So she did, like, bacon and onion in them. And really, it was, like, mostly about the bacon. The onion was just kind of, like, around. But I always like having those with the Thanksgiving stuff. So I always ask for them. Because that's often how we did our green beans for holidays and stuff. So Greg decided that he wants to do them entirely in bacon fat instead of using like oil or something. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. So he's gonna do a lot of bacon and was like, I might as well do like Chris for dinner. And I'm like, you say less. You don't need to convince me on this. Just feed me. Greg will be cooking an entire turkey. Yeah, if I come visit again, Sleepy, I can make you meatloaf and taters. That is one of the things I like to make. I was actually telling my therapist, because I was talking about how Greg likes to cook, that like I can cook, but I am much less adventurous than Greg is with food in general, which means that when I make food for myself, I make like the same 5 meals repeatedly and never get tired of it. I don't know that I like you calling it a loaf, Cap, because that implies it has been ground and then reconstituted, like re-put together, and I don't think that's something either of us would enjoy necessarily. Sprayed another black bit onto the persimmon. Boop, 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 boop. Now I know how it happened on the cantaloupe. It was though, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, usually what Greg does for Thanksgiving, since it's usually just like us, he occasionally does like a Friendsgiving kind of thing, but he usually just gets a turkey breast because I like white meat. And this year he got a whole turkey. And they didn't have the smaller size that he wanted, so we have a bigger size turkey. We have a 20-pound turkey for 3 of us because we've got one friend coming over tomorrow. That's a lot of turkey. So I've been planning what to do with leftovers. Ooh, that sounds good. About the steak. But he already got me stuff to make turkey pot pie. I will probably also make soup because I enjoy making soup because soup is just a potion. And I had something else in mind that I thought about doing with leftovers the other night, but I have lost it and I don't know where it went. But we have stuff to do pot pie, so I will probably do pot pie for sure. I say probably do pot pie for sure. I will do pot pie because we have the things for it. But I will probably do 1 pot pie. And then I can make turkey stock with the bones. And then make soup with the leftover meat. I mean, we will also just eat it like as is. But we need some novelty. If he's curled up, yeah, I think that size is similar. I have not seen him notice the turkey so far. I did once offer him a little piece of deli turkey from my sandwich, and he was not interested in that. He thought it was cheese and got really excited and then smelled it and was like, the fuck is this? Where's the cheese, woman? That cat is all about cheese. He does not care about any other people food. That's not entirely true. He was very interested in the onion dip that I made. He was not interested in plain sour cream, but he was interested in it once I put kitty poison in it. But Greg's got the turkey in there brining. Okay. That is 2 layers of lunar black. And then I still have the lamp black and the moon glow to put over it, but I think I won't do that today. We can do that on Friday. And then get started on our others. I could get started on the others now. Ooh, what's for dinner, Tens? Everybody has to tell me what you're having for dinner. I love that this is just like a theme in all of the streams that we hang out in. When somebody's like, I made a food. We're like, what though? You have to tell us what. Okay. You can hear me now, I believe. I kicked a cord, I think is what just happened. But it looks like my mic has gotten rid of all the filters. Because G-Hub sucks ass. Alright. Yeah, that's the background on this scene. So if the hub that I have the mic and camera connected to gets disconnected, it will show you the background screen, which is the paper, without anything else on it. I'm trying to start up G-Hub again to see if it will actually recognize that my mic is here and therefore reapply the filters that I have on it. So that you guys don't have to listen to my laptop fan. Okay, I think that reapplied my filters, which is so stupid. I hate Logitech so much. Oh no, I'm sorry, Tens. I hope that you have some kinder days. But yeah, I stretched out my leg and I bumped a cord and I think it yanked on something. Which has happened before. But that was back when I only had the camera, and the camera resets faster than the mic does. Which is why that was an issue. But I at least know when the mic is disconnected because OBS decides that if the mic is not being used, that all of the sounds through my laptop have to be 150% louder. So if that happens again, I know. I know very acutely that that is happening. And I will fix it as soon as I can. But yeah. Again, this setup is not great. So I am streaming off of a coffee table. And with the laptop that I also use for everything else, which means that I'm dragging it back and forth every single time, which means there is no such thing as cord management here. So when I stretch out my legs occasionally on the floor, I catch the cord sometimes. So that's all that happened. No biggie. I don't use Windows, I use Mac. And it doesn't actually change my default microphone through OBS, but it does through Discord, which is why it bumps the sound back up. Because for some reason with OBS, if you have any sort of Bluetooth microphone going, it decides to completely change how your sound works in a way that you can't change. Which means that if I have a Bluetooth mic connected to Discord, it changes the entirety of the sound, even though I don't have a Bluetooth mic on, like, as a source on my OBS. Which is why before, when I was like, God, why is everything so loud? The reason was that I had the backup Bluetooth mic as a source on OBS, which means that it automatically changed all of the sound quality and how it was feeding back to me through my headphones. Which is a choice that has been made. Yeah, good, Tens. Definitely get some rest. As, like, even without knowing what's going on, your work has regularly not been respecting your time. So, you deserve some time to yourself for sure, Z's. Alright, I think I'm going to let this dry and then we will add the other two colors on that background next time. And we will be working on the next fruits on Friday. So I will see you after Thanksgiving. I probably will be partially in a turkey coma. We'll find out. Because as I said previously, there's a lot of turkey here. So we'll be working on these guys next time. We've got an orange and we've got a peach. And both of those have a lot of little finicky bits. So, we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna go raid Rainbow, which I think everybody expected. We have to merge our tabs. You know, we're the merge tab squad. Yeah, I'm gonna be horking that turkey. You know it. I can actually clean this color off of my palette before we go to. Then we can start with a clean palette next time. Because I'll probably start those on stream and then finish them off stream over the weekend if I get the chance. Because those are for the color of the month, which is pumpkin, and I would like to get those done so that I can work on the other stuff. I do also over the weekend need to do prints of this guy who we finished before, because he's going to be the postcard print for the print club through Patreon for next month. So that will be happening soon. This is the one that's the postcard for this month, which is the painting that we did before. You guys watched me do it. But I have already actually adjusted this file. Oh, thank you. I will take 60. But I have actually already adjusted this file, and I just need to print it out. So I will hopefully get that done this weekend, and then I can show you guys. It'll be great. For the record, Shawnee, I did also do the hydrate that you were dreamed before stream started. I considered typing that in chat, but I was still like running around trying to get stuff set up. Okay. Moving to the ending screen because that's what's happening right now. Shani, a little bit farther up in chat, put in the raid command. The first one has emoji that you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter your subscription status. The second one has an emote you can use if you're subscribed to my channel. So please copy and pasta the one that is relevant to you. Oh no, I didn't have OBS open yet for that one, otherwise I would have. So yeah, please copy and paste the one that's relevant to you if you'll be joining us on our little journey today. Thank you for choosing Tundra Katie being here. We know you have many choices, and we're so pleased that you chose us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out, all that jazz. I should probably actually set up the raid. That's generally useful when you're raiding. Just pro streamer trick there, you know? Con and Greg are out here now, so I'm distracted. We're gonna blame it on them. Okay, that button, this button, that button, this button. Streaming is just pushing a bunch of buttons. I love you too. All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being niceys to me and listening to me ramble about weird shit all the time. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember that you're loved because I love you. If you can't take care of or be kind to yourself or yourself, please do so for me because I think you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard. So let's work on being kinder to ourselves and each other. And then we can meet up back here on Friday and talk about our victories or what else we did, like whatever weird shit our brain decided to connect the dots on, you know? All right, I will see y'all then. Bye.